Adam Libin here. Hi, how you doing today? So here's an interesting question. What happens when you do hire representation for an IRS audit, yet the auditor continues to call you, the taxpayer, instead of calling your representative? So let me give you an example of something that just recently happened to one of our clients. The client signed a power of attorney. We sent it to the IRS auditor. The IRS auditor received it and then proceeded to say that they couldn't find us on file. And then they proceeded to call the taxpayer. And what they did is they wound up scheduling an interview to begin an IRS examination with the taxpayer, even though the taxpayer already had representation. First off, this happens all the time. IRS agents, for whatever reason, like to test boundaries, which I guess in some ways I can kind of understand that they kind of just want to, see what's going on. However, there's an important rule in the Internal Revenue Manual that states this. An IRS agent cannot give the perception, nor can they actually do it, but in this case, they cannot give the perception that a taxpayer's rights of representation are being violated. That actually is a rule. You cannot give the perception that you're violating someone's rights to representation. So what that means is if you, the taxpayer, feel as though, it's important here that you actually do have representation. If you do have representation and the IRS auditor continues to contact you personally, what's important is your representative must immediately address the issue with the auditor, number one. And number two, and more importantly, they need to schedule a conference with the IRS manager and have a meeting regarding this because this is not protocol. And additionally, the tax representative should file with the taxpayer advocate and get this recorded on file. And typically that'll solve the problem. But again, this is a problem. I've seen this happen many times, and you need just to know what to do. So if you're the taxpayer, or even if you're a tax professional and you're wondering, geez, man, this really is, it's not fair or right. Again, just contact the IRS auditor, get a meeting with the manager, and that ought to do the trick. Okie dokie.